So I'm Dan McDonald. I'm the exec producer for Supermassive Games and Directive 8020.
Fantastic stuff. So talk to us a little bit about the setting of Directive, because of course normally we're used to, with the Dark Pictures, this kind of supernatural element, but we're going sort of sci-fi and space with this one.
Yeah, indeed. So it's set in the near future, very distant from Earth. Earth is dying, and our team of astronauts are on a mission to try and go to this planet. They're supposed to be doing a recce and see how safe it is and get a load of data. They're not supposed to be landing or getting anywhere near it. But of course, it being horror, all things go wrong. And then sci-fi for us, it's a new opportunity to do something very different. It's really exciting for us to explore different genres every time we do a game. Exercise different muscles and learn new things. That's a lot of challenges as well, because all new art. We can't use any of the things we've done before. All has to be new. And then also on sci-fi, it's The Thing. That's the thing we keep banging on about. The Thing is it's our interpretation of that. It's got our own very twist to it, and there's lots of twists and turns throughout the story. But it's such a great genre to work in.
Yeah, you're talking about kind of obviously wanting to do new things. Is that a challenge? You're so many games into this series now. How do you keep it fresh? What were the challenges alongside that?
I mean, we've got so many ideas that we want to do. We've got so many ideas going forward of the different games we want to make, and a lot of it is, mashing different things together. And if you look at the horror movie space and TVs and stuff, there's so many different things that are coming out. Little small budget indie titles through to big, massive franchises and stuff. So there's so many different places for us to play and choose and go in different directions. I mean, there's a lot of challenges involved, but that's the fun of it. We've got our systems, we've got our processes, and then we want to keep trying to innovate. And you've played today some of our innovations. So we've now got, real-time threat. So you're not safe at any point. There's always something that can kill you. And, you can still play it in the way that we've had Dark Picture games before, where it's much more cinematic and you tweak it to your liking,
Sure.
And then, of course, we've got the turning point system.
Yes. So, tell me a bit about that, because some purists might be a bit like, well, hang on a minute, I don't want to be able to change my choices. I've got to live with what I've got. People are kind of used to that system. So what was the reason behind making that choice?
I mean, we've been very mean in the past. As soon as you make a choice, we save it. As soon as you do a quick time event or any activity, we make a save, and you're not quick enough to stop that. And we know that some people get frustrated with that. And I liken it to when I used to collect DVDs, as soon as I'd finish watching it, I'd devour all the deleted scenes. And so the turning point system allows you to get to all that great content. It allows you to rewind and have a different play, and you can play it how you want. You can keep using it constantly, or you can just go down one thread and then turn it back to different points and stuff. But it just really enables you to see that great content. We know a lot of our fans, when they first play through, they want to keep everyone alive, and that enables them to do that. They can always have that, they can remove some of that frustration. But if you don't want to engage with it, you can choose to play on survival mode, and you can still see that network, but it won't let you rewind it. But then it's also fully customizable. So as well as playing on survival mode, you can also change everything else to be easy. So if you don't want to engage with that real-time threat and you want to make that easier for you, you can still do that. So you've supported us by buying our game and giving us the money. We want to let you play it how you want to play it.
Now, I know obviously there's been an announcement about it being delayed, and sadly, obviously, there was this announcement about some of the cuts for jobs, and it's a very difficult time in the industry at the moment. How has it been for you guys with all of this? I imagine, hopefully it's not been too affected, but I imagine it has been quite difficult.
Yeah, so I mean, the main thing is, you've mentioned the industry. The industry is going through a lot of difficult changes. A lot of innovation is happening in different ways. We're not the only ones. Everyone's been affected by this. But that's not the reason we've moved the game. That focus is actually about us taking more time to really iron out any problems, and the great reception we've had, elevate it. But through this process we've been going through, the main focus is on the people that are involved and affected. And our hearts go out to everyone that is affected, and we want to just work through that as fast as we can, make sure they're all supported as well as they can be, whilst the rest of us focus on making this great game. And I've just been sending messages to the team today, sending them pictures of what's going on here, and they're all sending me back heart emojis and stuff, because they're all together. They're all we all want this to be the best thing it can be and the best success. It's all about keeping focused and pushing forward and trying to do the best we can.
Let's talk quickly just about Lashana, the main kind of actor in this. What was it like getting her on board, and what's she been like?
Yeah, I mean, as you can imagine, these things take quite a long time to film. So it's a few years ago now that we had her on board, but I was lucky enough to spend a lot of time with her, and she's an absolute diamond, such a wonderful, genuine human being, and she's royalty. Some of the stuff that she's been doing now, Day of the Jackal, and the Marvel movies that she's in, and she just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So she's huge for us. But then she gives a level of professionalism on the set, and it's not just her. The whole cast is fantastic. Danny Sapani and a whole host of others that there's too many to name right now. But it's a great cast. They all know what they're doing. Danny's in the Halo TV series right now, and he's in so much stuff. So, and again, another fantastic human. They know what they're doing. They get on with the job, and then they're great to work with and be with. And it just helps us with recognition. You see this woman, strong, powerful woman that knows what she's doing. She's an astronaut. She means business. And so it's great for us. She's not the only one. We're really lucky to have got her, but there's a lot of others in the industry in Hollywood now that are coming to us. They want to work with us. Okay. Now, she didn't. We had to go after her, and we're really lucky to get her. But, you have to make these things work timing-wise. Just because they're a fan of your games, we can't shoot you at this time, and they're busy with other stuff. So, but, the games industry is recognised now, not just us. You've seen it with Cyberpunk and a whole host of other games now, with getting these really fantastic actors and actresses on board. So I couldn't be happier to be a part of this and have her on board.
And speaking of which, then, any idea on I know we're talking about this game, but any idea on the sort of next games or pathways you're going to be going with after this one?
Yeah, I mean, we're very much keeping all of that very secret right now. We have obviously slowed down. The first 4 games, we were trying to get them out once a year.
Yeah.
We actually had an ambition to do one every 6 months, which was a little bit insane, but that enabled us to get to one every year. But we want to make sure we're spending the time on each one that it needs to get to the right level of quality, to give the fans exactly what they want. Within each of our games, there's lots of hints about the future, links to the, when you play them back in hindsight, you can understand, that's what that was, that's what that connects to. So there's still a lot of that going on in the game, but very much keeping that stuff secret, sorry.
All right, no worries. I expected that answer. All right, thank you so much. Thank you very much.
Brilliant, thank you for your time.
Thank you. Appreciate it.